one and only beast of a man. What happened to modesty? Title of the video. We'll see if we can get somebody in here so I can explain this thing. You know what I'm saying? Really give a true understanding. What happened to modesty? Got somebody in. Appreciate the like. Thank you. What happened to modesty? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. What happened to modesty? There used to be a time for it. There used to be a time when we had modesty. What is modesty? Why do we discuss these things? Why are these things important? How do they affect our women? How do they affect the way men view women? How do they affect the way women view themselves? Modesty. Modesty. See if we can get somebody in here to have this conversation. Modesty.
Elevator doors may cause a malfunction. Please check the floor before closing the door.
Things take time to develop. Things take time to develop. Got one of y'all in here. I appreciate you for being in here. What happened to modesty? What happened to modesty? Where did these things go? Why do women believe it's okay to sexualize themselves and then complain when men comment on them or when men are interested in them? They make cooking videos, you know what I mean? And they come online in lingerie and then they twerk and they complain that they're being sexualized. What happened to modesty? There was a time when women, I'll be honest with y'all, appreciate y'all for being in here. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. What, my mother in the house, I saw how she behaved like a lady. I don't ever remember my mother walking around our house inappropriate. I don't recall a time when my mother walked around or walked outside inappropriate. I don't recall my mother walking around in silk, things that were form-fitting, and my mother, you know what I'm saying, was blessed, right? I don't remember her walking outside or trying to entice neighbors or coming outside inappropriately or being dressed in a fashion that could be misinterpreted as being sexually suggestive and then trying to play victim because someone spoke on it. I don't remember that. And I asked myself, when did these things become acceptable? Right? I grew up, y'all, in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. So, and my mother, in truth, she was a Christian woman. That's what her belief was. She believed in the Baptists. You know what I'm saying? And I remember going to church. I don't remember the women that I grew up around coming around. I don't remember my aunts dressing this way. I just don't. I don't remember people coming outside or women coming outside being half naked and, dressed, and then someone would make a comment about them, and then they wanted to absolutely try to play victim. That's the key with me, right? You come out dressed any type of way, and then someone makes a comment about it, and then you say they're sexualizing you. In truth, you sexualized you. You came out dressed inappropriately. You decided that it was okay to dress or to be sexually suggestive. You thought that behavior was okay, and then someone made a comment about it, and then now all of a sudden you want to play victim. You want to act like men are the problem. You know what I mean? It's a joke. It's a joke. If you want to be treated like a lady, then you have to behave like one. Let me say that again, man. If you want to be treated like a lady, then you must behave like one. There are so many ways a woman... I'm going to tell y'all something, chat, and this is facts. A woman can come out fully clothed, in form fitting, be fully clothed, and she can drive a man wild. Why? Because our imagination begins to wonder and take shape of what is actually underneath that, right? But these women come out and they let it all hang out. What can a man... You're not leaving a man any room for his imagination to work. You're already putting it out there. And then when he comments on it, when he acts upon it, when he does not treat you like you want to be, like you think you deserve to be treated, now you want to play victim. Shout out to Fancy Got Fancy. Although men like it, eye candy, they don't want their future wife dressed like them. This is, hey Fancy, you dropped the mic right there. We like to see it because we're visual creatures and we're beasts of men. Well, I'm a beast of men. So you enjoy seeing it. However, do you wish to be tied to this woman long term? And she's dressed a certain type of way. Do you wish to make her... What up, big bro? Peace. It's good to see my brother this morning. I'm good, big bro.
Where you headed to school around there?
Oh, no. Just going to the back cave. Dropping. This 162.
No.
What's that?
79.
Oh, I'm glad you said, big bro, I almost got on the wrong joint. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I was tripping, y'all. Appreciate you. Yeah, y'all. Like, and that's the phoniness about this world. How we try to tell ourselves that women dressing any type of way is acceptable. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. You ladies can dress however you want to dress. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking to the people or the women under my sound of my voice that really wish to be treated in a fashion that is commiserate. That's a good word for y'all. Shout out to my vocabulary. Commiserate with what you would want. You cannot come outside dressed any type of way and expect for a man to treat you in a way. School, what's up, baby? You got the best hand. And expect for a man or want a man to give you some sort of attention that is not absolutely based upon his sexual desires. It's just the facts, right? And the funny part about it is I see so many people run from that. Women can dress how they want to dress. Men should pay attention. Men shouldn't look. However, you literally dressed that way to get attention. You literally came outside just to get attention dressed that way. Then when you get the attention, you play victim about the very attention that you sought. Somebody make that make sense to a guy with a GED. Shout out to my man, MMBW. I really do this, by the way. That's what he said, that's his line. Somebody talk to me. I really do this, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. And it's a sad one at that, because, now and here's the thing, it really takes away from women's argument when they truly are being sexualized, right? Because there are times when that happens. You know what I mean? And that needs to be addressed. However, the majority of women are really doing it to themselves. I don't like when you cry victim. And I don't think anybody should do that. I don't think we should take you serious. I don't think you have the ability to be taken serious, because you take away from people who have real arguments. You take away from people who these things are really, really happening to them in real time. It's like when a woman cries grape, but however, it did not happen. She was absolutely willing. But however, she regretted it at a later date. She felt bad about it, or now she has buyer's remorse, or now it's gotten around the school or the workplace or whatever that she's a 304. Now she wishes to play victim. You know what I'm saying? And then now, but you were absolutely involved. You were absolutely complicit in the entire act. However, you thought that he was going to be with you. You thought that was good enough to get him to. You thought that your sexual wiles were good enough to get him to, to conform to you, and then that didn't work. Now you feel a way about it, and now you want to cry victim. I hate that. I cannot tell you how much I hate that. I cannot tell you how sad that is. You know what I'm saying? And how that takes away from women's arguments who really truly have been raped. And I don't agree with y'all. Know I have 2 daughters, right? So you will never get me to say that it is okay for a woman to be harmed in any way, as long as she did not put herself in that position. You have to understand, women, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. It's not okay the way y'all move. It's not okay to go into a man's home who you do not know, or you are not ready to be sexually active with. You do not know him. You do not put yourself in that position. Even if you think that you like him, if you really want a man to give you some sort of real respect, you don't go into his house. You stay away from a man's home or hotel room. You don't, if you're not trying to go all the way, why would you be in his room trying to smoke weed and hang out? Y'all can hang out in public, right? You don't go to a man's hotel room or to his house, inside of his home, late at night, or at any point in time, especially late at night. You're gonna go into his house and then tell me you didn't want to fuck. And then, come on, man. Like, come on. Like some of y'all are so game goofy. And then people will come online and say, well, she made and they will try to quantify or try to qualify her poor decision. That's not to say that she deserved to be harmed. However, that is to say she should never put herself in that position to be harmed. She should never even been there. That's my entire point. She should have never even been there. You don't go into a man's home unless you're ready to go all the way with him. You're hearing this from Awesome. You don't do that, ladies. You date a man in public. He can come pick you up and drop you off at your door. He can walk you to your door, right? You can meet him in public. Why are you in his space, but then want to act as if you didn't put yourself in a compromising situation to begin with? Women shouldn't be doing that. Not real. Listen, if you want to be treated like a lady, you got to behave like one. I'm going back to that. People don't like when I say these things. I don't give a fuck. Y'all know I don't. Because there are so many of our people that find ourselves that find ourselves lost. We don't understand how to move. Why would you think it's okay for you to be inside of a man's home who you are not his husband, are not his wife, excuse me, and you not willing to go all of his brain and our reptilian brain, we quantify that with she wants some, right? And a lot of you women know that too, but you wish to play this dangerous game with men where you entice them, you know what I mean, and sexualize yourself, but then pull it back. Now, should a man have self-control? Absolutely. He should just stop dealing with your ass as soon as he see you playing them type of games, right? However, why should he even be put in that position? Shout out to Miss Mays. There go my girl. How you doing, Miss Mays? Top of the morning to you. Talking about what happened to modesty, Miss Mays. What happened to modest women? What happened to women who came outside dressed in clothing that was appropriate? My mother did not go outside in her robe. I don't ever remember my mother walking around the house, and my mother was married to my father. I don't ever remember her walking around the house in anything inappropriate. I don't. Any type of silk negligees with her nipples. She knew she had sons. Like there was a way she would have absolutely never came online. She didn't go outside dressed any type of way. And my mother was blessed, like I was telling everybody. You know what I'm saying? Pretty red bone with a thumper. So my father wanted her. It's facts, right? She didn't come outside dressed inappropriately and then try to play victim. You know what I mean? When things didn't quite line up, she didn't go outside. She didn't go to the stores dressed half naked. My mother was fully clothed. She dressed like a lady. My mother dressed appropriately. So you didn't. So you couldn't even put yourself in a position to disrespect her because she wasn't going to disrespect herself. This is how she dressed.
Customers must follow these.
She didn't come outside in very tight, loose, or revealing clothing.
Per step.
She didn't do it.
Traveling on escalators.
Her body was for her husband.
Scooter, stroller, wheelchair, or heavy luggage.
It's just the
No
facts.
sitting on escalators.
And so Miss Mays, Chad, we have to get back to some level of modesty in our community because our community is the ones that suffer. There's so many women that come out that don't even understand what modesty means. And it's absolutely a turnoff. They don't even know how to really turn a man on. Because in truth, a real man is turned on. Most men are turned on by the fact of our imagination running wild. The fact that she's fully clothed and we can tell that there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of beautiful things to explore. But there's a respect that woman then covets because she's dressed like a woman. When are we going to get back to that, y'all? When are we going to get back to some real conversations in the black community that are really, really productive? See, you got a lot of fuckboys on the internet, y'all, that'll say anything in order to get views and likes. And they'll come on here and disagree with me because they like to just disagree with a black man because most of these niggas is hoes anyway. But then in the end, when you ask them where's the results to show that their position is correct, they have none to give you. One thing they can give you is what they think. A woman should be able to dress the way she want to dress, and she can come outside. And women will say this too: I can come outside dressed how I want to dress. Okay, that's fine. But then when men don't respect you, and when somebody drag your ass into a corner, you know what I mean, to take advantage of you, now you wondering how that happened. What I'm saying is, women have to understand that this is a cold, cruel world out here, and when you sexualize yourself, you leave yourself open and vulnerable. Somebody got to talk about this shit, man, and stop playing around. And it's gonna be me, because y'all know I don't give a fuck. Shout out to Messy Subjects. Good morning, awesome in the chat. I agree with what you're saying. Absolute truth being spoken by you all. Thank you, Messy Subjects. This is from real black women here. I have more black women that support me than any. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. And when a woman does not carry herself in a certain way, men don't tend to gravitate toward these women for long-term commitment. And why would a man, shout out to the old school saying of, why would a man buy the cow if he can get the milk for free? You've shown him everything. You've given him everything. You provide no value beyond beyond sexual. You may be good in bed. You may know how to give sloppy toppy. You know what I mean? But your business is all out here, hanging in the street. You come out here in these. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. We gotta address this stuff because our community, as y'all know, the saying is when white America catches the cold, black people catch the flu. We're going to always suffer more. Whatever is going on, the reflection, the worst of it is shown with our people. So when we don't begin to address these things, when our women don't recognize that, you know what, let me start dressing like a lady. Let me start dressing like a lady. Let me start moving like a lady. Let me start putting myself in a position where men will men can, when I can give men something to respect. Let me get some respect for my goddamn self. Let me not come outside dressed like a whore and then expect for some man to open up the door for me, or expect for a man to take up for. There was a point in time, y'all, when men didn't have a problem taking up for women. We had absolutely no problem because there were women around. So men would say, hey man, that's Miss Such. Hey man, watch, hey bro, watch your mouth, watch your tone. Hey my guys would stand up for these women. Why would a man put his life on the line for a loose woman who doesn't even respect herself enough to come outside dressed properly? Y'all, I'm trying to duck this bee, y'all. Get out of here. We want to play games, y'all, in our community like this stuff is not real. Shout out to El Cheapo. Appreciate you being here, sister. It's my dog, Cheapo. What's happening? We got to get real, y'all. At some point in time, we're going to have to get real. And at some point in time, we're going to have to stop telling ourselves shit that's not true. That you can come out here and do whatever you want to do when somebody's supposed to just respect you. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Let me start acting like a woman. Would y'all respect me? Let me change my entire program. Would y'all respect me? Would y'all respect me? I don't want to take care of my daughter, y'all. And I've decided that what I feel is I shouldn't have to do this alone. But I want y'all to respect me. I want respect from the world. Don't work that way. Shout out to Chico. It's funny because y'all will break y'all neck to open the door for a woman dressed like that, but will drag his feet to open the door for a woman dressed down, comfortable or modest. Well, here's the thing, Chico. Let me explain. I usually try to hold the door for them. But what I've noticed, let me tell you how that's taking a turn for me. Because what I've noticed is a lot of women, they don't respect that. They don't respect the man. Now, if she's older, they tend to still, maybe I can get some sort of respect. Whatever, but see, even I've noticed this in myself as well. I believe in being a gentleman and being chivalrous. However, what I've noticed is that's being pushed aside now, even in myself, because I've noticed that I've held doors, and then women wouldn't even say thank you or I appreciate you, right? And I love a woman who's dressed appropriately, because that says that our community, that says, okay, there we go, because that's like a what am I looking for? That's a rare thing, right? We often see a lot of women come out dressed any type of way. You know what I mean? We often will see that. So when a woman is dressed, I always try to make sure that I acknowledge that. There was a sister that I saw not too long ago. She was dressed very appropriately. She was very lovely. She had her real hair. She was killing it. I wanted to let her know, you know what I'm saying, that she was doing a great thing, right? So I do appreciate that. Shout out to El Cheapo. I hear men complaining about makeup and how they want natural, but run out the ones dialed up. Cheapo, that's where you misunderstand. See, you're mistaking that. You're mistaking. And the majority of people make this a mistake. That's why you got me to tell you. It's not that men want those women. It's that they lust after those women. See, there's two types of attention, El Cheapo. All attention is not good attention. Let me say it again. All attention is not good attention. So if a man does not acknowledge a naturally pretty woman, then that says more about him than it does her. You see what I'm saying? So therein lies that. So I don't want you to think that men don't appreciate a natural woman. They do. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something else. Men don't really mind makeup in this regard, as long as it's done lightly. It's that foundation. Shout out to men, Fancy. She said this is from her. That makeup is witchcraft, and she was right. That makeup is witchcraft. That foundation specifically. That foundation and those filters specifically. Because a man don't know what he get. That shit is witchcraft, and she's right. That's exactly what it is. A man does not know what he's getting when he's dealing with a woman who is dressed in these type of fashions. She got her face covered by paint. We don't even know what you look like. We have no idea what you look like without that foundation. That foundation is the you got craters, you got bullet scar. We don't know what you look like. So men like makeup, El Cheapo. You got something to enhance your eyes. You know what I mean? This is what we don't like. I'm a man's mess. I'm gonna tell you. We don't like them long ass fucking eyelashes, and most of y'all done use the glue to pull your goddamn real eyelashes out, so you ain't got none now. So those long fucking tacky ones, oh God, I hate those so much. Most men do. A lot of men don't necessarily mind the weaves unless, like, as long as you have some hair and you're willing to actually show it. We understand that women want to switch their styles up. We understand it. It's not like men. I'll come out, get the same haircut for the next 40 years. See what I'm saying? We get that women want to, we get that. What we're saying is we like for you to have some hair that you have taken care of and that you will show, right? And if it is short, make sure you have one of those styles like Tony Braxton, y'all. Y'all remember that 7 whole days style? 7 whole days and not a word from you. Shout out to Tony. That style is very lovely, right? Listen, nobody's tripping on that. But a lot of times, let's be honest, a lot of women too fat for that anyway. You're a bunch of fat souls, a lot of them, right? There's a lot of fat women out here. So your fat ass can't rock that style because you don't have the body type or the face. Now that's going to really show your fat face. You can't hide behind a wig. Your face is fat. And so there you go. You know what I mean? You know, you're a fat soul. So you're wondering why you got so many problems, but you're fat. Shout out to Chico. Doesn't change who she is as a person. There's a few scars and craters here, don't change the personality. No, Chico, it doesn't. However, what it does mean is that you can't tell us that you a bad bitch and you running around hiding behind filters. That's the issue. You hiding behind filters telling us you a bad bitch. And that's our issue. We don't have a problem. Most people are average, El Cheapo, and that's no knock on no woman. The majority of us are average looking people. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, excuse me, everybody's a baddie. You gotta be out your mind. If everybody was a baddie, you would have a baddie's results. I grade hard. There's not that many baddies out here. You get on the bus, y'all. Hold on. Excuse me, young brother. Oh. Slide like that, man. I'm sorry, young lady. My apologies. I see it. I stand here. Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to El Cheapo. Not fat shaming. Yes, I am. Yes. Because I get sick of fat bras trying to act like they got it going on when you don't. You fat as a motherfucker. You got a bad attitude. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want you. That's just what it is. Let that change your personality. Let me go listen to that. Listen to what? Her personality is not on display to the public. Shout out to Montez. This is facts. Shout out to May. Snuffle up against eyelashes. Sesame Street. This is facts. Shout out to May. She's keeping it real as usual. Eyelashes looking upside down rakes. This is facts. And y'all have destroyed. A lot of y'all have such natural beauty. But you won't lean into that. You will not lean into that. You got a bad attitude. Shout out to what the hell is the Babel from Oprah. Yeah, this is facts, fancy. I was talking about how you said that makeup is witchcraft, and you were right. You know, you putting that makeup on, and nobody knows what you look like, and then my apologies, brother. Nobody knows what you look like, and then you got a bad attitude, and that's just what it is. Shout out to El Chico. Well, my daughter called me a baddie, so I'm going. El Chico, ain't nobody know, but then that's what it is. I ain't. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Listen, but I want y'all to know, you being attractive is not commensurate with you finding a man. I want you to say this something, y'all. A man will take a woman who is a 5, who has a proper attitude. A man will take a woman who is a 5, who has a good attitude, and he will tell you. He will take that woman all day long. You being attractive is only a small portion of the pie. You being helpful, you being a blessing, you being peaceful, you being helpful is much more important. So this notion that somebody's not going to take that is just not true. Natural beauty is what's up. This is facts. This is facts. And it's something that we're going to have to begin to address in our community. Back to modesty, getting back good attitude. Shout out to May. They are 5'2", 250 pounds. They think they're nice. May, See, man, this ain't what they want to hear. Man, this is, you 5'2", 250 pounds. You 100 pounds at a minimum overweight. And you got the nerve to tell somebody what you deserve? It's unrealistic. Like a lot of women are just not realistic. And so at some point in time, we're going to have to address these things. At some point in time, we're going to have to get real about our communities and about ourselves. Men like modesty. Now, don't get me wrong. Oh, here's the thing. There's been time when you can draw the line between, let's just say for a minute, y'all, you could draw the line. There was a line between women who were, hold on. Okay. You could draw the line, y'all, between women who were strippers and women who were loose, women who were women of the night, right? You could draw a line. You knew who these women were. Now all of a sudden, y'all, the line is blurred. So men don't have to go to the strip clubs anymore. All they got to do is go to Walmart. All they got to do is walk outside. And these women will show you everything. And I'm trying to get my women to get the results that they're looking for. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my people to get the results that they're looking for. All of that, I'm trying to get my people to be wives. Right? And I'm telling y'all, I'm a man's listen to me. Don't listen to these cornballs who just aren't telling you anything that they want to hear. God, these ain't cute music. Baby, I deserve. Hey, who was that? Tank? I deserve. God, I hate that word, and in truth, you don't deserve. And in truth, nobody deserves anything. Nobody deserves anything. Like, we get what we take. We get what's on the table. You don't deserve anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not even, you don't deserve. What do I deserve? I don't deserve anything. Men don't go around talking about what we deserve. We don't. That's not a thing. You put the work in, you be a man, and you take what you want. That's that. Shout out to man. Yeah, straight to lose. I couldn't. Delusional is all outdoors, man. Delusional is all outdoors, and then you wonder why you don't have the results to look. Listen, it's too many fat women running around with clothing that does not fit, that are inappropriate. You look like an elephant. You look like toothpaste that's been squoze up out the damn. You look like toothpaste that's been squoze out the wrapper, or whatever they call it is, the tube. And then now you want to talk about what you deserve. Shout out to Destiny One. Destiny One, I'm saying that's what you look. That's what a lot of these women look like. Right? They look terrible. They built like busted cans of biscuits. Right? And then you wonder why you're spilling out all over the place. Talking about you thick. No, you're fat. You a fat girl with a bad attitude that nobody wants to deal with. People will. Let me tell you how you play women like this, y'all. Because I've been this man. This is what you do. Because you don't want to be seen in public. So you make sure that you just go see him at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when the girl you really want don't answer the phone. That's what happens to these women. So they think that somebody likes them, but when you fall through the morning, like, I know she ain't got nobody, a fat ass, she big as fall up. Come here, stick this off in your head. But you don't want nobody, just make sure you sneak it in the back door. Because you don't want nobody to see, you know, her fat ass, she got something, she done made something, she got some kids, snacks, she got something, you know what I mean? She gonna let you do whatever you want to do. That's just how it goes. Shout out to Destiny One. I don't tell no lies. Fancy over there, roll. Fancy dead. A bunch of slim men running around. This is facts. And see, y'all, when I started talking like this, y'all see how the chat get in? And that's what I mean, y'all. Hit dogs holler. Hit dogs are always gonna holler. And that's why I don't mind telling the truth. Fancy, you know I'm not lying. Listen, we have to dress, our women have to be dressed in a way that is appropriate for not only their size, but for the fact that they are women. Y'all will never see Gizmo dressing anything inappropriate as long as she's under the care of my As long as she's under my care. Now, once you out of my house and she want to dress stupid, I can't destroy. But you didn't learn it here, and then y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see what I do. You'll see my next move because I didn't raise you to be that way. I didn't raise you to dress like a whore. I did. That is not how I raised you. There is absolutely appropriate fitting clothing that you can wear where you can look great. There is absolute, and I get it. You want to feel like a woman. I get that. You know what I mean? I don't get it, but I get it. What I'm not gonna do is allow you to dress any type of way you want to dress in my house, and think that behavior is okay, and then tell some man that he shouldn't look. They don't sexualize my daughter. What? We know she's a beautiful, y'all, let's be honest. Gizmo is a very, very beautiful lady. So, if that holds true, she's going to be a very, very beautiful young girl. Right? If that holds true, that's what it's going to be. So, here she is, a very beautiful girl who's dressed inappropriate, and now I send her out here to the world. But I'm telling people not to look at my daughter. See you later, Miss Tammy. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I'm telling people not to look at my daughter. Right. I'm telling people don't look at my daughter. Don't pay no attention to my daughter. No, my daughter. No, men are going to look. And you know what I'm saying? Men are going to look. And they're going to develop thoughts. Right? That's what happens. Maybe they may try to act on those thoughts. But I set my own daughter up for failure because I let her think that it was okay to dress inappropriately age-wise. She doesn't understand modesty. I started to let her move too fast. What type of shit are we doing, y'all? What type of shit are we doing? And we want somebody to respect us. Shout out to Messy Subjects. Messy Subjects on my team. If you want to be stupid, don't claim me as your pet. This is, man, May's my girl. I swear to God. Listen, I don't give a fuck, May. I swear. Listen, people talk that shit. Listen, my love is not conditional. My support is. Let me say that again. My love is not conditional. I love you. My support is. If you think you're going to go out in this world and act like a goddamn fool and do whatever you want to do, and you think after I've sacrificed my entire being to make sure you can be the best version of yourself, I gave up my entire plans to be the biggest gangster in West Virginia. Let's go. I had a plan. And I gave it all up just to make sure you had a chance. That's real integrity, by the way, y'all. That's real integrity. Shout out to the nigga that said I didn't have integrity. Nigga, real integrity ain't what you do on the internet. Real integrity is showing up every day and doing the things that people don't see. Real integrity, that's how you know who got integrity and who don't. Fuck the internet and what the internet say. It's about putting up or shutting up every day. So you're going to do what you want to do out here in these streets and then think you're going to get my support? Shit. Hey, shout out to May. Shit. What? So you going to do, so I didn't raise you to be this way. You're going to be loose, fast, and disrespectful. And you don't want to behave like a lady. And you think you're going to get to be able to come into my home and get my support. And I'm going to say, well, you my daughter, I'm going to love you. You know what I mean? You know, yeah, baby, you know, I'm going to support my daughter. I don't care what she do. Yeah, so what? You know what I mean? She done had, 3 babies by 6 niggas and all that whole shit, because it's one of them she know and the other rest is possibles and all that shit. Yeah, I'm going to accept that. So I'm just going to accept that, right? And then people think that I should just accept said behavior. Shit, not me. Not me. You out of your goddamn mind. And this is why they don't like no black man like me, y'all. This is why they don't like no black man. Because I force you, because I hold your feet to the fire. See, you can't, See, you can't, I don't hedge bets. I don't talk out of both sides both sides of my mouth, depending on who my audience is. See, we run from this shit, y'all, in the black community. We run from this type because we want to let our daughters be fast and be loose. We want to let our daughters do whatever they want to do and think that somebody's supposed to respect them, and we're supposed to just allow our women to dress inappropriately. And there shouldn't be any repercussions, or there shouldn't be, or men shouldn't just look. No, men should look. That's what men do. That reptilian brain kicks in, and that's who we are. But I've set my own daughter up for failure because I let her dress any type of way, and I'm telling men, don't look. My daughter don't understand modesty because she got a father who's a lame and who not a man to say, hey, we don't dress like that here, young lady. Take that shit off. I can't, y'all, let me tell y'all something, because y'all will be on the internet for a while. Long as the internet. I can't wait, y'all, to give Gizmo money. Do y'all know what I'm really looking forward to? The day I give Gizmo money to go shopping. Go ahead, baby, go get your own clothes. And as soon as she come in with that bag, y'all. Okay, baby, how do we do? Let's see what we do. I done went in the bag, took everything I didn't say nothing. Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay. Oh, this is what you bought. Okay, yeah. I can't wait to take that shit, put it on the barbecue grill, put some lighter fluid on it and burn it. I so can't wait. I'm not even taking that shit back. That shit going on the lighter fluid. I already know I'm gonna do it. It's going right in the barbecue grill. Who the hell you think? Oh, Sugar Bum, am I still lagging? Be modest for what and for who? Sugar Bum, you back with me? Is everybody here? You're lagging. Cheapo. Men should mind their business unless she's a family member of yours. Shout out to Sugar Bum. Men should mind their business. What do you mean? What do you mean, Sugar Bum? You saying men shouldn't tell women how to dress unless she's a family member of yours? Am I still lagging, y'all? Are y'all still with me? Y'all tell me if I'm still lagging. I want to make sure y'all with me. Because we gotta get real. Okay. I said okay. Sugar Bum, stop it. Okay, I gotta know what you talking about, man. Okay. I gotta know what you talking about, Sugar Bum. Man, I got my girls here. I gotta know. Y'all gotta talk to Awesome, man. Y'all gotta talk to me now because we gotta get real. Y'all, we gotta stop playing because it's getting late in the game, y'all. And this is why, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times, y'all, let me tell y'all something. If we don't start to begin to make some real corrections, we got about maybe 2 generations. That's about 40 years, if that. It's gonna look very, very bleak, right? And it's looking bad now. But I believe, you know what I'm saying, things can get, because in the end, my job is to be able to force and get with the people that's truly like-minded, and then we can get right there. Let me see. You talking right, Awesome. Okay, thank you, Messy says, I want Sugar Bum. It's a new world. Dressing modestly, don't save your minute. Okay, Sugar Bum, okay. Now, here's why I would disagree with you, Sugar Bum, respectfully. And I appreciate your support, you know what I'm saying, but we have to disagree respectfully. When a woman comes outside, right, and she's dressed appropriately, and what we would consider appropriate. Well, first of all, let's define what appropriate is. Appropriate is she's dressed clothed. She's clothed. Now, that doesn't mean that, and you know this as well as I do, Sugar Bum, I don't have to say that. There's absolutely clothing that you can buy that is fully clothed. However, you okay, I get you don't agree, but I just want to give you my you know what I'm saying, my perspective in terms of this. When a woman comes outside and she's dressed appropriately, that signals a few things, okay? Number one, I'm just telling you from a man's perspective, we see it as a woman, we see it as, okay, this woman, there's some semblance of respect this woman has for herself, okay? Because the first thing we do, Sugar Bums, we all judge with our eyes, right? Because that's the first thing we only have. We only have a visual of that particular person or individual or situation. So the only thing we can do is judge it by what we see. So we make a snap judgment, okay? This woman's a whore. She's dressed a certain way. This woman is not. Now, does that make it true or not? We're not dealing with that. We're just talking about, no, that doesn't make it true. However, what we're dealing with is the fact that you put yourself in a compromising situation by how we dress. That's what we're dealing with. That's what I'm dealing with specifically, Sugar Bum. Sugar Bum, I respectfully disagree. Messy subject, disagree with you, Sugar Bum. Men have to examine their own behavior. I disagree, Sugar Bum, in this regard. Because I just explained to you, men are coming from a reptilian brain. Men are men. We are going to look at women's bodies. We're going to do it. We're going to adjust women with our eyes. I do it, Messy subjects. Sugar Bum, chat. I would be lying if I said I'm not going to get on here and gah. I do it. I see women and I'm, damn, she's a woo. Okay, damn, okay, look at it happens, right? It 100% happens. Now, I'm a man who can control himself. In this regard, it don't really matter to me. I'm just talking about in terms of there are men who will not control themselves, and then a woman has put herself in a compromising situation. And then here's another thing too. Sugar Bum, men like women who men are looking for. If a man is looking for a wife, right? A man is looking for a woman to be with him for a lifetime. He's looking for a woman to sign up for life. And he has a choice between a woman who dresses for the world or she dresses for him. He's going to make a choice. And if he's a smart man, he's going to take a safe bet. And the safe bet is dress for the woman who dresses, is get with the woman who dresses for me. Shout out to Messy Subjects. It's not about a man's act and his actions. It's about a lady being a lady and dressing like one. Messy Subjects, and I agree. We disagree with you. We disagree with you respectfully, Sugar Bum. Gotta disagree respectfully, because let me explain. I want to say this, Sugar Bum, and this is what I want everybody under the sound of my voice can understand. A man can rise no higher than his woman. Let me say this again. A man can rise no higher than his woman. Shout out to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said that. What does that mean, chat? It means that where our women are, right, in terms of the level, the way we see them, the men will rise no higher. When you have women who behave in a certain fashion, you have men that rise up to that occasion because men want women, right? When you have women that give it up wholesale and they behave like 304s and they twerk on cars and they're disrespectful and loud and tattoos all on their faces, then the men tend to sink to that level because there's nothing to, that's just what you have. So shout out to Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for that. Let me see. Well, seeking outside validation is not something people should do. Well, but they do it every day, Sugar Bum. They do it. These women are not dressing for themselves, Sugar Bum. They're dressing to get attention from men. They can say they're not doing it. I'm dressing like this for me. Bitch, you a goddamn lie. You doing that shit so a nigga can look at you. And then you play victim when you get the very attention that you're looking for and say somebody shouldn't look. But just you came outside looking like a whore and didn't want nobody to treat you like one. Sugar Bum, I cannot in good faith say that that's a bad faith argument from her, from that particular woman. Stephen Russo, what are you talking about? Stephen Russo, we're talking about modesty. You know what I'm saying? That is the topic of this morning. You know what I'm saying? Getting our women to dress modestly and understanding where did we go wrong in that? What happened to women who dressed modestly? And it's always been a thing, Sugar Bum. Dressing modest for a woman has always been a thing. It's never not been a thing. Only the American, the westernized woman thinks it's okay for her to dress any kind of way and think that she can get some sort of respect when she dresses. That is important. Why do y'all think I do my interviews in shirts and ties? Why? Because there's a certain level of respect that I plan to give my interview and a certain way I plan to present myself. Y'all will always see me whenever I do an interview in a shirt and tie. Now, I don't have anything new. Everything I have is old. Y'all know why, because all my money goes on Gizmo. However, I try to keep it clean as I can, do what I can. Sometimes I'm going to recycle the same thing because I don't have any money to buy anything new. Okay, that's that. With that being said, you're going to see me clean. You're going to see me, you may have seen it previously. I try to flip it around a way or two, but in the end, it'll probably be something that I'll probably recycle until I'm able to get more money to get more stuff, right? But I believe there's a certain presentation that I have to, because I'm representing, when I say I'm representing and uplifting the masculinity and self-esteem of black men, how does it make me look if I come on this very same channel to do an interview and I'm dressed in, I don't like the term white beater, y'all, but a t-shirt. It's not a good look. Shout out to May. Sugar Bum is showing her age, maturity, and who raised her. Sugar Bum, how old are you? That's a good question. You on drugs? Who? Who on drugs? Steven Russo, me? And why am I on drugs? I'm dressing for myself. Outside validation isn't something I'm on. Sugar Bum, now see, now Sugar Bum, you're being dishonest. Now I'm gonna, because I do not believe that you, listen to me. So first of all, so do you come outside dressed inappropriately? Would you be one of these women that I'm speaking about? Because what it seems like is a hit dogs holler. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. What does your man have to say about that if you have one, right? And if you have a man, do you have a husband? See, these are things that are important. So here's the thing. All I do is I want my people to get results. Like, I'm just being honest with y'all. And I'm just telling y'all what a real man truly thinks. We're going to begin to undress you with our eyes. We're going to begin to, man, I want to fuck shit out this bitch. God damn, look at this bitch. Bitch. This is how the process works. Now, when a woman is dressed appropriately, there's a thing, man, she's woman looks good. Damn, I wonder what she looked like under that. Damn, she beautiful. Damn, she classy. Damn, there's different thoughts. It doesn't necessarily just go straight to sexual in terms of that's all she has to offer. I'm just telling you, Sugar Bum, that's just what it is. Josh Steven Rosa, LO, you smoke crack? Who, me? I ain't never smoked no crack. Not lately. Shout out to Steven Russo. Montez, whether you dress for a man or yourself, how you present yourself tells exactly who you are. Well, that's a great point, Montez, but here's the thing. Everybody dress, let's be honest, y'all. We gotta stop this. When are we gonna stop lying? Every heterosexual, we all dress for someone else. We all are dressing to impress the other. Why do y'all think peacocks have certain feathers? Or why do y'all think animals present themselves in a certain, why do y'all think lions have the biggest manes, right? And try to show them off with pride. We're all doing things for each other. We're all doing things. Animals do it. We do it as well. Yes, I love when a woman tells me I smell good and I'm handsome. I appreciate that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't like when a woman tells me that, you know what I'm saying, she likes the way I'm built and she likes the way I smell and she enjoys being under the sound of my voice and in my, circumference. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't. That'd be fake. We all do things for the other person. We don't dress for each other. We don't dress for ourselves. Excuse me. No, we don't. We dress to get attention from the opposite sex. We do. And it's dishonest if we say we don't. Now, that attention that we're looking for, how we dress is the issue. Shout out to message subjects. Women, not most women are dressing to impress. And the attention of perhaps the wrong man with evil intentions. Shout out to messy subjects. And you have to be careful, ladies. You have to be careful because this is a cold, cruel world. And you have to have the mindset to understand the environment that you in. You cannot dress any type of way and expect for some man to respect you. It don't happen that way. It just doesn't. We got to stop trying to run from things in our community. We run from the truth, and then we wonder why we find ourselves in these bad situations. I'll give y'all an example. We all remember when Mike Tyson got jammed up with that broad. Y'all, she was in his room at 3 o'clock in the morning, walked up to his hotel room. Now, I wasn't in the room. I don't know what happened. I was a kid when it happened. All I know is somebody told that woman wrong. I would never told my daughter to be in a man's hotel room at 3 o'clock in the morning and not to expect anything to happen. She should have never even been there. I don't know what Mike did or didn't do. I wasn't there. In truth, if you're asking me my opinion, which you didn't, but I'll give it, however I'll give it, I think she was absolutely I think she was absolutely complicit in everything that happened. But guess what? Then you think that something is more than what it is. You find out that it's not. Now you cry grape. There you got it. But you should never even put yourself in a position for your virtue to be challenged. That's what we're talking about. And that's what we got to stop playing with. Shout out to Montez. Montez deflection. Who's deflecting, Montez? And explain. Shout out to Montez. You think, shout out to Sugar Bum. You think, want respect from strange men? Sugar Bum. Why would you not want respect from the very men who you around? These men protect you, Sugar Bum. And they should. If you are a single woman, then these men protect your car. They watch your house when you are not away. They pay attention to what's going on. If there's something that, Sugar Bum, when you call the police, you don't want no women to show up. You want men to show up. And you want these men to show up in an effort to protect you. If you're behaving and however, if you are dressed in a certain fashion and you're acting in a certain fashion, then automatically snap decisions are made. Snap judgments are made. And these women tend to find themselves in very difficult circumstances. There's a way to dress that is appropriate and it's inappropriate. Now, I've said that black men need to dress appropriate too. I thought that's where Kendra went wrong. She started to let people on her platform that would dress in. She let any bum loser who would come up there dressed any type of way, man or female. She didn't have a dress code. And I mentioned this to her. I said, Kendra, you should have a dress code. You should at least say, listen, you need to put on a button-up shirt. You need to be a lady who is clothed. Not, oh, I'm just sitting around my house and you know what I mean? You got every excuse in the world to dress any type of way and then you want some. No, you come on here, you look appropriate for my show. That keeps the caliber of the show at a high, right? Because people tend to see that she has a dress code. You have to show Kendra, the respect that it deserves. That's when I think that she didn't. That was, I think, her biggest mistake. Shout out to MABW. I mentioned that on his platform too when I did an interview with him. That's where she went wrong, in my opinion. She let anybody come up there any type of way, let anybody think they could get accepted any type of way, and that's just not the way the world works. Shout out to Sugar Bum. You think that matters to us? What, Sugar Bum? That matters, that men's opinions should matter to you? Absolutely, Sugar Bum. And they should matter to you because these are the very men that you're going to need. I don't ever want my daughter to think that the opinions of the people around her do not matter. Because they absolutely do, and they'll shape the way the world treats you. Why do y'all think that black people are so much at the bottom of the socioeconomic totem pole in every metric that matters? We are at the bottom. Why? So absolutely these things matter, Sugar Bum. We cannot say these things don't matter, but yet the data shows that they do. Shout out to May. Men should leave them in the dust. Don't date them, engage with them, and definitely don't marry them. Shout out to May. And May ain't told no lies. And this is why my content, May, chat, is specifically male-centered. It's centered around the black man's masculinity, self-esteem, and image. Because when you address that, then all other things fall under that umbrella. Because your women submit to masculinity. And the ones that don't, they just won't be with anyone. That's all. The women, you cover the women who deserve your covering, who have earned your covering. Other than that, you don't deal with them. And shout out to May, and that's just fact. Shout out to Sugar Bum. You know it's male loneliness epidemic. Sugar Bum, you know that's not true. Sugar Bum, men don't care about men. Men have always been alone. Men have died alone. Men go off in the woods to die alone. All we want to do is be left alone. Sugar Bum, I had one real relationship in the last, goddamn, life. I'm gonna do a reaction video. I'm gonna let El Cheapo. I sent it to her so she could see it. We're gonna do a reaction to that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna show you a lot. I don't want to trust and believe you me. Men don't. That's not a thing that men truly. Men have always been alone. When you're told when you're alone, when you're told when you're a man, you were born alone and you're gonna die alone. Men are told that from boys. We've always been told that, Sugar Bum. Men have always understood that to be the case. I go to bed every night by myself. Unless, Gizmo starts fussing, I have to pull her out, you know what I mean? And she gets to lay with me for a little bit, but then I have to put her back in her crib because I want her to get used to, not her crib, but her playpen. I want her to get used to sleeping by herself. Men don't care about that. That's not something that men, loneliness is not something that men really give into as a whole. Men don't mind being alone. Because Sugar Bum, I've been in the hole, Sugar Bum, when I went to prison, I don't just go to prison. I go to the hole. I go to the worst places that they got. And that's all you do is be alone. So these factors don't weigh as much as on men as they do women, because women are social creatures. Now, don't get me wrong. We love women and we appreciate women and we need our women. However, we don't need women that are messy. And we don't need women that make bad decisions with their dress. Let me explain to you something else too, Sugar Bum. And this is a real thing. Let's say for a minute, I get with the woman who is loosely dressed and she does not dress appropriately. Now, this is my woman, right? Now, she goes out into the world and she's presenting herself however she wants to present herself. Now, she gets disrespected in a certain place. Say for a minute, wherever she could be, right? Now she calls me because she is disrespected or she feels disrespected, right? I show up, but I let her walk out the house that way. Now what? This man got a gun. I got one. One thing leads to another. I end up hurt. He ends up hurt. We both end up hurt. One of us goes to jail. One of us, whatever the circumstance might be, because I'm not Superman. Now what? See, and all of this came from, and it stemmed from her not being appropriately dressed. Sugar Bum, these things happen. This is a real thing that men try to jump out here and cape for women that don't deserve it. I'm not caping for no broad that's out here making bad decisions, and you think I'm about to put my life on the line. Not doing it. Shout out to Messy Subjects. These women are coming out in pajamas and tees at, let me see, that stops right at their thigh and no bra. This is facts. Messy Subjects ain't telling no lie. I can go to Walmart right now. Y'all, you know what I'm gonna do? Next time I go to Walmart, y'all, I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna film it, y'all. And y'all know I'm not lying. Now, you don't see these type of women dressed that much that way as Target. I paid attention. A lot of these women are dressed this way at Walmart. They come out there looking any type of way. And before, y'all, I went to prison during COVID. I was in the joint during COVID. Before, Walmart's was 24/7. It was amazing what you could find in Walmart. That's what it was. It's no such epidemic. Shout out to Montez. It's not. Y'all need to evolve. Sugar Bum. You listen. If you want to be right, I can't. I'm unable to stop you. Right. What I will say to you is this, and I would hope that at some point in time you rethink your position. Not because I want you to agree with me, but I would hope you would open up your lens to be able to truly see these things for what they are, not for what you want them to be. It doesn't matter what I want the world to be, Sugar Bum. I didn't make the rules. I want to say this. The world doesn't have to change for awesome. It doesn't, right? It's up to me to understand and then move according. If you want respect as a woman, then you have to be modest. Modest women get respect. Women who do not dress modestly do not get respect. It's very simple. It's a very simple equation, right? Now, if you want to dress however you want to dress, fine. I'm not here to tell you that, tell you what to dress. I'm just telling you how the world views you, how men view you, and how you would have a difficult time acquiring a man whom you respect. Yes, you can find men who will sleep with you. You will find men who may even take you out, depending on the circumstance. You'll find men, you'll have something. I'm not saying you won't have anything, but it won't be anything truly worth anything, because men who are marriage-minded do not like women who dress loosely. That's just not a good look. Now, you take that or leave that. Sh- Shout out to men have had to deal with being alone. Yeah, I'm with Montez. Montez is 100% right. It's now the women that are having to fend for themselves and pay for their own life. And I'm gonna tell you something else too, Montez. The world was not set up for single women to be by themselves. The world was not. Do y'all know how many single women that I see that are of an elderly age that have no man next to them, whether I see them on the bus, whether I see them coming out of these places? The world was not set up. The healthcare system is not set up to take care of single women. Women should be with their men. What's supposed to happen is this, y'all. In a perfect world, you get with the man at a young age. That man then takes care of you for a lifetime. You give him children. You give him peace. He gives you security. He gives you protection. When he passes on, he leaves you an insurance policy that carries you for the rest of your life until you come join him. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Don't not run from that. Answer that. Shout out to it's natural. Let me see. Shout out to subjects. It's natural to dress attractive, or you be noticed. But it's lovely when a woman dresses in a modest form. There's nothing that attracts a man more than having our minds begin to. I wonder what she looks like under that. A lot of these women will put it all out there. Shout out to Sugar Bum. We're not looking for respect from random women, random men. Okay, well, who do you want respect from, Sugar Bum? Who do you want respect from? If you don't want respect from random men in the world, the most dangerous people, because contrary to what women think, you can't whoop no man. A 130-pound man can whoop a 240-pound woman. I'm putting my money on him. If he's really, I'm not playing. I'm talking about he ain't playing. I'm not talking about these games where women try to act like, men try to act like women, or a woman can whoop a man. No, you can't. So if you don't want respect from random men, the people who you are around, because this is what random is. These are just the people in your community. These are people that you see. These are the men that you deal with, you interact with at the stores, when you're at the gas station. If you don't want respect from them, who do you want it from? No means no. Yeah, that sounds good, Sugar Bum. That sounds good until it has to. That sounds good until you put in a dangerous situation, right? That sounds good. All of that. See what you're saying? It sounds good until it's time to put it to the test, right? Because that same no means no stuff doesn't work at 3 o'clock in the morning when you have dressed like a whore. When you, not you, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? When you dress like a whore, you've been twerking all night, right? You've been grinding on the nigga dick. Now, you come, he said, come on, baby, let's hit this blunt. Let's go outside to my car. Now you don't want to give him no pussy? He just met you. He like, what? Bitch, you gonna give me this motherfucker. So your no means no, right? But your no means no. Sugar Bum, stop playing it here, man. Stop playing in this chat, Sugar Bum. They're not respectful. Let's see, Google 2. Good morning, awesome in the chat. I agree with dress code on the kid. Yes, Google 2. I mentioned that to her. If Kendra really wants her show to become a thing, she's gonna have to have a dress code. I mentioned that because she's let so many people come on there inappropriately dressed. And this is why MABW and other reaction channels, shout out to my dog MABW. You know what I'm saying? He's the best in the reaction channels, in my opinion. Shout out to my dog MABW. They have so much content because these women come on there with these demands that are not commensurate. Shout out to my vocabulary. With what men are seeing. So you want a man, a top shelf man, but you come on here dressed inappropriately, looking any kind of way, and your excuse is, I was just sitting in the house. You're presenting yourself to the world, lady. Y'all saw me, I was suited, right? In the shelter. Crisp and clean. But I've always dressed like that. I recently just started dressing like this because I don't work, I'm not in the streets no more, and I don't have to move around like that anymore. So there was another time you would never catch me without a shirt and tie and a vest. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Shout out to Messy Subjects. Opinions matter. This is Messy Subjects is not capping, y'all. Sugar Bum, people's opinions matter. People's opinions of us matter. They do matter. Whether we want to try to act like they don't or not, whether it's, I don't give a fuck what the internet say. Women can say that nobody's, but these are a bunch of lonely ass women who ain't got nobody. Ain't nobody, bitch, don't nobody want to be with Brittany Renner. Don't nobody want nothing but a sexual encounter and to put the notch under their belt. Like this. Y'all see the belt? You see them notches? Can y'all see? That's what men are looking for. Put that notch. That's all it is. Men need to ball. Yeah, let me see. Men can't be alone. Let me see. Shout out to men. I've got to catch up with my chat. Men have evolved. Men have evolved and called it. Yes, and there's only so much men are going to evolve. Montez, men are men. Men are men. When you're dealing with men, there's only so much evolution that can happen, in a man. Because in the end, he's a man. He should be, anyway. Shout out to message subjects. In my opinion, women manage being alone more than the average man can stand being alone. This said message subjects. In my opinion, women manage being alone more than the average man can stand being alone. Well, here's the thing, messy subjects, about that. I want you to check these stats. And I'm not trying to do a gotcha moment. Do you know who's on the most antidepressants? Who's on the most psychotropic medication? These women, they manage it because they don't have a choice, messy subject. They can't, they blown every opportunity to be with someone. They continuously tried to find someone that was better, a lot of these women. And a lot of times, if they could, they'd go back to maybe the first or second guy. But they've blown those opportunities. That guy's moved on. And so they manage by coming online and crying about how don't nobody want them and how they deserve. But you dressed any type of way, Sugar Bum. Men can't be alone. They get mental health issues. Sugar Bum, let me speak about me. I done been in the hole for years. I don't take nothing. I've been in places that men couldn't even dream about being in. On a consistent level. Beast of a man here. Shout out to El Chico. I'll do that for her. She hates that. Women are the socials of the species. Women are the socials of the species. Not men. Yes, men are men tend to be very closed off a lot of times. Men's wife modest. The rest are baby mamas. Maybe cooking. And man, you got a channel? I think I'm gonna have you, man, I think we're gonna do something. I have to shout you out. I think I'm gonna have you come up on the platform with some of us. Sugar Bum, I'm 30, no kids. Hey, Sugar Bum, let me ask a question. Listen, and a shout out to you for not having any children. Sugar Bum, is getting late in the game. Do you desire to be, now listen, there's a lot of women who don't desire to be a woman. If you don't want to be a man's wife, if that's not a desire of yours, Sugar Bum, I'm not here to tell you that that's something that you should desire. If that is not something that you want. That's not something that you want, that's okay. But however, a 30-year-old woman should have some savvy in her to understand. Sugar Mom, I have two daughters. I got a 26-year-old daughter as well. My 26-year-old daughter is married to her children's father. Why? Because her father deemed it so. So it's really a real thing. And do you know she told me, she said, Daddy, I'm living in my purpose. I couldn't be happier. She said, you was right. Everything you ever said was right. This is for my daughter who couldn't stand me. Now she eats out of my hand, Sugar Bum. So what I'm saying is, I'm not telling you nothing that I don't know. I'm not telling you anything that's wrong. I'm just telling you the way the world is. You have to, if you want certain results, then your actions have to be commensurate. Shout out to that word again. That's the third time I ain't using it no more. With what you want. Shout out to Montez. They cannot answer what they know nothing about. It's facts. Got to Montez. You have to ask a wife. Shout out to that. I want respect from other women and rich men. Well, here's the thing. Well, if that's what you desire, Sugar Bum, let me say this. If you want respect from rich men, okay, I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? But so let me tell you something. So you don't require my respect. You would not want my respect. And let me tell you something else too, Sugar Bum. It's a lot of rich niggas who hoes. Do you want the respect of a man or do you want the respect of rich men? Because I'm going to tell you something, Sugar Bum. I'm a nigga out the street, and I'm going to tell you something for real. A lot of these people who you think got money, they've been sucking dick. It's a lot of these guys out here that are involved in these homosexual lifestyle. They doing a lot of stuff for, I'm in Atlanta. Do you know if I wanted some money, all I got to do is act like it and say I'll do anything. Also, don't do anything. I don't fuck with men. I don't do nothing that I believe is not in line with my core value system. So it's a lot of guys that got money, Sugar Bum, but do you have character? Do you have guts? I think this, Sugar Bum, a lot of people, they're so caught up with money that they've forgotten who and what truly matters. Sugar Bum, I've had money. I've counted $866,000 in cash by hand. Took me 3.5 days. I've also lived with rats and roaches and slept with raccoons right outside my door. I've been home, and I've seen everything in between. What I'm telling you is this: if you're not built of nothing, if you don't have character, Sugar Bum, you don't have nothing. So a man being rich does not that means he could be a rich sucker. You wouldn't respect a rich sucker, Sugar Bum. He could be rich. It's a lot of who's some rich suckers. Oh, we got a lot of them. I'm gonna name names. Y'all know I ain't scared. Will Smith right now comes to mind. A man who doesn't have the respect of his woman, and he moves in a way that's not that other men don't respect, right? What's another one? What's that lame? Y'all, what's that lame? Kevin Gates, another sucker. He got money. These guys got tattoos on their faces and this, that, and it's a lot of rich guy. Young Thug snitching on his man. Yo, women, all them rap guys is Sugar Bum. These guys are a bunch of cornballs. Yeah, they got some money, but they don't have guts and integrity. They don't stand on nothing for real. They talk about being street niggas, but when the white man come, they crying like bitches. Soon as the white man come knocking at the door, they crying like some hoes. Can't wait to tell everything. Thought you was tough. Sugar Bum, no. Baby, you should respect men. You should respect men because the odds of you getting a rich man are slim to none. However, if you support a man who's making 20, 30,000, who makes 40,000, but he got 15, 20 in the bank, you come with a plan, you'd be surprised what y'all can do. I'm just telling you. But, you take it or leave it. Shout out to Montez. They want the devil's respect. Yeah, it seemed to be the case. Sugar Bum, no, me, you saying that. Go to jail if you want. Shout out to Sugar Bum. Young black women are lost. I told my single son with no children to run from these 304. Shout out to May. And you know what I'm saying? And listen, hey, shout out to May. She know, and listen, and I hate that you have to tell your son that. But I'll tell you something. You have to do whatever. You have to, the fact that May has to tell herself this to her son tells you what type of situation that we're in. You know what I mean? We got to begin to address these things, y'all. And we got to get real. Shout out to, they want a bottom shelf demon. This is facts, Montez. Hopefully he has his passport. Yep. Hopefully he find a black woman in the community. I don't want children right now. Well, what are you saying? I got my degrees. Yeah, Sugar Bum. Listen, Sugar Bum and all that. Okay, that's good. You don't want Sugar Bum. Is getting late in the game. You 30 years old. What you waiting on, sister? You say you got your degrees. Them degrees don't keep you warm at night. What you got? And what you got? About $120,000 worth of debt. So what I'm saying is, like, in the end, so, you know what I mean? Like, what difference does that make, Sugar Bum? Yeah, you got your degree, but you need a man, Sugar Bum. Shout out to Stephen Ross. Who you robbed? Nobody recently. You might be next. You keep playing. Did you rob a bank? Well, they thought I was responsible for 3. I don't know nothing about that. They only caught me going there 1. Shout out to Stephen Russo. You back in here. Ain't seen you in a while, Turkey. Made rules. Montez, yes, he does, and his passport has already been stamped several times. Now when a woman, now let me speak to this. When May's son pops up with a woman who is not of his own background, you know what y'all gonna say? May, what they gonna say? They gonna hate it. Where's the black women at? He shouldn't have to go outside of his community to find the woman that he's looking for. Shout out to El Chico. I can't wait to see your results. Which ones, Chipo? You talking about the video I sent you? Just go ahead and read it. I sent it to you. Yeah, you gotta watch it. Shout out to Sugar Bum. The goal is to get money and be the rich auntie. Well, that's what. Well, listen. If that's what, Sugar Bum, if that's what you want, then I want that for you. Let me say this. Now we've gotten to the core of it. If that's what you want, then I want that for you. I don't want anything you don't want for yourself. You want to be the rich auntie? You said you don't have children right now. So you said right now, you put RN. So that means you really, so now you're talking about both sides of your mouth, Sugar Bum. You didn't say I don't want children at all. You said I don't have children right now, which means that at some point in time you would want children. So let's address that. You know what I mean? Let's address that. And then in the end, okay, if you want that, Sugar Bum, you're gonna have to start to make a move because you're 30 years old. You're not getting no younger. And so, you know what I mean, you're gonna have to become what a man truly wants. You know what I'm saying? And do you know, how much you weigh? That's gonna factor in this. What is your attraction level? And in the end, Sugar Bum, if you probably haven't attracted that rich man by now, maybe you need to rethink that. You have all of these degrees, so that means if he's gonna be with you, he's gonna have to pay off your fucking debt, which is probably over 100 grand if you got degrees. Let's keep it real, Sugar Bum. Let's keep it all the way funky. So shout out to Montez. Being rich won't keep you out of hell. Well, I'll tell you something, Montez. I believe that hell is a state of mind. That's just me personally. So I believe it's here, but I definitely agree. Being modest won't get you into heaven. Well, I believe once again, Sugar Bum, being modest is a state of mind, and it's also a thing that we do. It's also because we can see it. Messy subject. Diddy is another one. Listen, and this is facts. Another rich sucker. Listen, let me tell y'all about Diddy. Let me tell y'all about the guy. I don't really want to spend a lot of time on him. Let me tell y'all something that I learned about that entire circumstance. The guy Kid Cudi. Now, if y'all know me, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I never heard of this guy a day before he testified. I never knew who he was. I never heard his name, his music, none of it. It wasn't until he testified that I heard his name. Why do I bring him up? Because Cassie, according to reports, she was sleeping with him. She was sleeping with Sean, him, and obviously other people. But she was sleeping with Kid Cudi, even though he was not Diddy. Now, everybody knows Diddy was worth, I don't know what he's worth now, but at that point, he's worth $200-300 million. Kid Cudi probably had a net worth of about mine. Yet she's still giving him the box. What does that tell y'all? What does that tell you? That having money does not keep your woman. That in the end, she risked Sean Diddy Combs for him. That's why Sean was hurt. That hurt him because once again, he thought this was going to make his situation better. What he realized is she's still giving the box up to other people that I didn't co-sign this box for her to give him up. She was still sleeping with other guys. That's how much being a rich simple gets you. You don't want nothing like that, Sugar Bum. Let me see. She called herself Sugar Bum. Think on that, everybody. Sugar Bum. Oh, see, I didn't even peep that. Diddy has money, but lost or no respect. This is facts. So it doesn't matter if you piss poor morally. Exactly. Something the serpent would have said. Double talk, forked tongue, Sugar Bum. No, Sugar Bum. Now answer that question. See, Sugar Bum. See, you be running from some stuff now. I gotta be honest. Because when some stuff starts to break down about that debt that you have from them degrees that you have, and shout out to you for going through it. But most people are living paycheck to paycheck, Sugar Bum. And if a man decides that he's going to sign on with you for a lifetime, that debt now becomes his debt. So you're 30 years old. I'm going to say I don't know what you look like, but I'm going to say for the sake of the argument that you're relatively pretty and you're in shape and you're healthy. So I'm going to give you and I'm going to say, and this is without even seeing your picture or knowing you, I'm just going to give you all of the accolades. You look younger than 30, real hair, natural. I'm going to give you all of that. I'm just going to give it to you, off bail. The question is, will that man want you when he has all of these other options that he can find? Because if you want a rich man, you know there's a lot of other women that want rich men who are younger than you. So does he want you? And what's going to separate you? How do you separate yourself, sugar bum, from that said man who has all of these options and yet he can only choose one wife? Yes, he can have a lot of girls. He can have women. He can only pick one wife. Only one wife gets the last name, gets the keys to the safe, gets the codes to the alarms, gets her name on insurance, deeds, policies. Only one woman gets that. So how do you separate yourself from those women? See, that's where things get a little sticky there, sugar bum. You gotta address these things as well. You see, that's what we do a lot of times in our community. We don't really think a lot of things through. We say it in the short term, but then, however, when we find out it's a little more complicated than one would have thought. Like, wait a minute, there's a little, by being me. Yeah, sugar bum. Are you trolling me now? Because I don't believe that you believe this thing. But I'll tell you what. Are you on YouTube? I'll tell you what. If you're interested, I'll shoot you. You know this is my channel. Shoot me a comment. I'll shoot you my email. We can set it up, and then I'll let you come on. We can have a conversation if you're interested in that. If you're not interested in it, then that's okay as well. Let me see. Never had to do more than that. Well, sugar bum, I would disagree. You don't. What sugar bum? Where's your result? Where's your rich man husband then? If that's all you have to do is be you, you should have been celebrating your 6th, 7th anniversary by now, with at least one child and pregnant with another. Where if that's all with your rich man, never had to do more than be me. Okay, I'm okay with that. If that's the case, where are the results? Y'all excuse that. That's Gizmo was on my. Y'all on my daddy. Where are the results that stem from that? That's all you see what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. If you can show me, hey, here's my rich man who accepted me as I am. I don't have to do anything but be me. And he's going to come on, and it's a man that you respect, that other men respect. Because men decide who respects men. I want you to know that, sugar bum. Women don't decide what men deserve respect. When your man walks into a room, does he command the respect of his peers? Men decide who gets respect and who doesn't. And we don't classify that. Money is a part of it, but it's not the biggest portion. Because there's a lot of men who can't tell me shit. Yeah, you got money, nigga, but you a hoe. Yeah, nigga, you a sissy. You fuck with men for money. You sleep with homosexual. You do perverted things for money. Yeah, you got more money than me, but you're not more of a man than me. So that's what I'm trying to say, y'all. That shit don't matter if you're not the man that I am. If you don't trump my masculinity, then it don't matter. Yeah, you got money, but you got no guts. Shout out to Messy Subjects. Question: what's wrong with the man finding himself a precious good wife and building wealth together? That is for you, sugar bum, I believe. That I believe, sugar bum, is for you. Because let me tell you something. That man, there's nothing like a man saying, she been there with me from the beginning. Do y'all have any idea how much we love to take care of a woman who's been there from the beginning? She been there from the beginning, dog. For all this lights, glitz, glamour, shit, she was there. And these are the women that truly get lifted up. And sugar bum, I'm sure you could do that if that was what you were, if that's what you want to do. Shout out to Messy Subjects. Money isn't everything. Yes, money is worth having, but true love is absolutely everything. Messy Subjects, trying to tell you, sugar bum, what results? Just because you meet a man doesn't mean he's supposed to be your husband. Sugar bum, you told me, see, sugar bum, see, now you're not, see, sugar bum, this is the double talk. Now, you told me out of your own mouth that, now, chat, help me out, that you can get what you want by being you, okay? But if you were being you, you've been being you Sugar Bum has been Sugar Bum for 30 years. And you've been dating for 15 years. I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to be fair. Just to say for a minute, 10 years you've been on yours 10. What has happened for the last decade, Sugar Bum? What has happened for the last decade, you know what I'm saying, that you have been dating? If you being you is enough, then where's the results? That's all I'm saying. Sugar Bum, aren't you supposed to date around until you find the one? Hell no. Who said that dumbass shit, Kendra? And Michelle Obama, who don't even respect that cornball ass husband of hers? No, you're not supposed to date around, Sugar Bum. No, that's not a good look for a woman to be dating around. That's never been a thing. Sugar Bum, listen to me. That's never been a thing in the history of life for women to date around. That has never been a thing. Men don't want women who have been around. That's not what we desire. Sugar Bum, I've been dating around, experiencing life. Sugar Bum, that experience, all the experience, that doesn't help you get a man. Men don't like a woman with experience. We like women who do not have experience. We would like you to have those experiences with us. We don't like women. See, what you think is what we like is what you think we like from you. No. Women want men with experience, who are worldly, who are masculine, who have scars, who have been through things, who have been tried and tested. Women like that. Men don't like that. That's not what we desire. We don't want a woman, man, my girl been around the block, man. She been through ringer, dog. Man, she been through everything. Man, you crazy the mother. Shout out to Messy Subject. In today's love amongst a man and woman seems to be so hard to find. Or if love is discovered between the two, it doesn't last anymore. Yeah, we got to do a better job on that, Messy Subject. This is facts. Shout out to May. 15 years from now, she will still be in the same situation. Yeah, it seems to be the case unless she changed her mind. She'll be on Kendra. You'll be on Kendra, like that old bro, like them old bras that be calling in. Shout out to OK Lines. Hey, OK Lines. I'm just, you see the title? Talking about modesty. Appreciate you for being in here. Y'all go see my girl OK Lounge. She good people. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my sister. Messy Subjects. Nobody seems to fight anymore for their marriages. They treat marriage like a fad. OK Lounge. This is facts. It's easy to walk away from something, y'all. It's difficult to stand there, you know what I'm saying, and to see it through. And so we got that messed up. We got that really, truly messed up. No, it's not okay to date around a Messy Subject. And that's the lie that you were told. You 30 years old. What the hell you dating around for? You trying to, like, what you talking about date around? Don't no man want no woman that's been through, man, my girl, she done had trains ran on her. She done been to Dubai. She done been pissed on. Shit. Not saying this is your particular situation. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Bum. I'm just saying, men don't like that. We don't like women with experience. We want you inexperienced. We want your first to be with us. We want to be able to show you things. We want to be able to you to be experienced things with us. We don't want some broad that's been used as a trampoline for the last 20 years, and then all of a sudden she thinks she can just come into our life and give us some used up box. And I'm paying full price for a used up box. Shout out to Sugar Bum. Dating doesn't have sex. Dating doesn't have sex in the definition. Sugar Bum. You have to understand, Sugar Bum. This is the man brain. Listen to me. I want you to understand. Listen, I'm a man's man. I'm not going to tell you nothing. Listen, forget everything that you heard. I'm telling you, this is how men, I hear what you're saying. You may have dated 20 guys and slept with 2. Right? That's not how we see it. When we hear dating, we don't want to walk outside and other people have had the woman that we want, that we're with. Other men look at you, damn, you wiped her? Man, yeah, I used to date her back in. When we hear date, that's fuck. That's code for fuck. We don't want our woman being in the company of a lot of different, we don't like that. I'm telling you. Now you can take it or leave it. I'm just telling you what it is. All of them would not understand, brothers. Did I say anything wrong, Montez? Correct me. Marriage should be about love and much more. This is facts. Because here's the thing: if y'all have a genuine connection, and you believe in your man, ain't nothing he can't do no way. You say, baby, I believe in you. I love you. I'm with you. Nigga gonna fly. Your man is gonna fly. I'm just telling you, Sugar Bum. You say, I'll leave it. I get it. I'm just telling you, Sugar Bum. Your man, you say you like rich men. I'm telling you, there's a man right now that's probably in your DM. May not have a lot of money. Or maybe he do like you. Maybe he has shot his shot. Maybe you shot him down. That man, a woman's job is to inspire her man. Sugar Bum, I'm the realest nigga on YouTube. Me. Not none of these cornballs out here. I'm telling you, there is a man in your DM or who you know or who you've been talking to. That man could be anything that with your inspiration. There's no telling what that man could be. And he right there. Trust and believe you me is closer than you think. But a lot of times, a lot of women, they so busy shooting for the stars and saying that they want these guys who are already, I don't want to make no man. First of all, you can't make a man. A man is already made. His will, his guts, what he believes in. He just may not have the financial status to back it up. With the right woman to come in and show him, hey, baby, you got this right here. Well, you can do this with this. Hey, baby, let me show you this. This is what you don't know about this. You'd be surprised what you can do with that man. Next thing you know, you looking up 5 years from now. He's that man, and guess who he belong? Guess who has been a part of his success? It was you. Shout out to my bro Wild. LOL whenever he ends up. And Mrs. Awesome will be stuck for life. This is facts. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. Yeah, when you're mad, you ain't going nowhere. I told my son not to marry a woman who refused to follow your plan. This is facts. She's right. Okay, I pray Gizzy good a good mind. Oh, she will, okay, Lounge. You better know that because I'm not going to have nothing else. Sugar Bum, I don't have to listen to none of that. I'm pretty. All right, okay, well, listen. The way I look, it affords me men will always be on my line. All right, let me see. The way I look affords me men will always be on my line. Okay, well, listen, since you so pretty, will you do me the honor of coming on? Will you shoot me a line, right? And shoot me a comment, and I'll shoot you my email. We'll set up a time. I'll send you a link, and then you come on and we have a conversation. Because since you so pretty, you should have no problem doing that. So you, I walk, I talk, way I dress. It's not her fault, so please don't trip. You hurt. So don't hate you because you're beautiful. Okay. And I'm willing to have a conversation with you. I will tell you this. If you think, damn it, y'all, damn roach. God damn it. I keep this place clean, y'all. This damn roach still be around here, man. Doggone it. I'm going to tell you something. If you think that's all it takes to keep a man, it's just being pretty, you don't know much about men. Shout out to Messy Subjects, Awesome Needs. Women don't know these days how to build a man. It's so much to having a great man and a good woman building together. It's so rewarding. Messy Subjects, she's going to miss it. She's going to miss it. But she'll realize it too. Because one thing, when them eggs, because my guess is, because Kendra get that dumbass advice about freezing your eggs. But she don't talk about how expensive it is. Well, she mentioned that, but she don't mention how painstaking, and then it's a hit or miss. And then it's a process that still has to be paid for. That entire process could cost $60,000, $70,000 by the time you're done. Yeah, good luck with that. Men will always get in your cat. Oh, yeah, facts. Build a man, Sugar Bum. That will be a completely fruitless conversation. Well, this is the thing. I want to see if she's pretty. She say, why would women build a man? Well, let me say. Once again, you heard me say, Sugar Bum, no, man is already built. A man is who he is. What a woman does is come in to his life and she inspires him. And that opens up another door. He's already the man that God wanted him to be. He's complete yet incomplete. He's complete yet incomplete. Let's see, I'm not breaking a nail building nothing. Shout out to Montez. And eventually her cat will stop working. Man, don't bring her on She's already giving me a headache. Yeah, I want to see. Listen, I want to see if she's as pretty as she says, because I'm the first one to say. And listen, if you're not, listen. Let me tell you something. But I don't believe Sugar Bum is going to do that. I don't believe Sugar Bum would come on. And here's the thing. I'm going to call. You already know what I've said. Listen. Let me tell you what a bad bitch is. Let me explain this. And most women are not this. Most women are average. Most people are average. And there's nothing absolutely wrong with that. That's okay. It's okay. Truth is, fresh face, out the shower. Can I wake up? Can you put like this? If you can't, did this here, let me break this down. You can't wash your face in the morning, pull your hair back and go outside, and people like this turn heads, you ain't bad. That's what it is. That's Awesome's version. That's very, very simple. I'm not going to quantify it and try to did this here. If you cannot wash your face, pull your hair back, and go to the store, and men are still checking for you, and people turn heads, you're not what you think. Build a home. I'll answer that. She's not. May say you're not. Let me see. I'm thin. I'm already above average. Well, men like slim thick. What do you mean you thin? Men like slim thick. You say you thin. How much you weigh, Sugar Bum? Thin. You got a thumper? You know what I mean? You say you thin, so usually that means, you know what I mean? We like we like backyards banging like a busy. If I was Ziggy, you'd be spotted like Spud McKenzie. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Woo. Yeah, you know what I mean? We like that. So, are you giving that kind of flavor? Are you know what I'm saying? Is it whoop-de-whoop? You got a little thumper in the bizac. You got a little junk. No, you ain't got no junk. Shout out to Messy Subjects. There's no perfect man or woman. You come together and work hard as an unmarried, as a unit, married couple, making it work happen. It's not really overly complicated. Here's the truth. Messy Subjects, and this modesty conversation is going to take a turn. The truth of the matter is, this is when you break this thing down, when it boils all down, the majority of black women just don't respect black men. They only look at black men as a means to an end. They don't respect men. They don't respect masculinity. So there's a disconnect there in terms of what they respect. Now, that's not all the black woman's fault that she doesn't respect the man. That's not all her fault. Men have to do things that are worth respecting in order to regain and retake that respect. That's awesome. So it's not a situation where we're just gonna sit up here and, you know what I mean, act like, she doesn't have her reasons or her misgivings. You know what I'm saying? And there's no fault to be laid at the black man's feet for his lack of masculinity, which has caused her lack of respect for him. This is why women want a man. They'll say, I want a nigga making 300,000. They make these unrealistic demands because in their mind, they're like, this is what I deserve. They got that. Kendra had some fat broad on her show yesterday. This broad was, y'all listen. This broad, she got tricked out of her passport from Nigeria, from some Nigerian, and he thought he loved her, she loved him, or something like that. Kendra was trying to give her game. This broad she's a fatso, and she thought that somebody wanted her for her. But her demand now is that somebody be a provider. Nobody's providing for a fat broad. Okay? That's just fact. Nobody's providing for a fat broad. Nobody's providing for a fat broad. That's that. Okay? So let's get that out of our heads. Nobody's going to provide a lifestyle for a fat broad. Now, the only way you have a chance of that if you got fat with his kids, but you better start working real quick to get that weight off. Awesome said it. They don't respect themselves. Shut up. I was raised with a father. He never told me to submit. Well, Sugar Bum, I don't like to talk about people's fathers. I really don't. Because a lot of times our men do the best that we can with the hands that we dealt, right? So I'll just keep it very, very general. I did a video on this, and I said, if your father was a sucker, then you were probably better off without one. That's not to say that's your father, because I don't know him. I just was being very general. And I was saying that if your father gave you poor advice, what good was he? What if he didn't give you good quality advice? What good did it do? What does it do for me to tell my daughter, Sugar Bum, my daughter is 1 year old, as you know. I'm 45 years older than her. By the time 30 years goes by, you'll be 60 and I'll be 75-ish, right? What good does it do for me to tell my daughter to be combative or adversarial with the very men that she's going to need? Well, how does that serve her? That's my question. That's what we never truly deal with. We don't get to the core of the thing. How does that way of thinking serve her in the long term? So now she's 30 years old. She was raised by her father. I pampered her, gave her everything, told her that she was the world. Every man deserves to bow down to her. She doesn't have to do anything but be pretty. All she has to do is exist. She doesn't have to offer any value to a man. She doesn't have to bring anything to the quote unquote said table. And I've done this, and now she cannot get along with anyone. She's essentially so disagreeable that no man, they say, yeah, Gizmo's beautiful, but she fucking headache, man. I can't deal with her. She'll make my life, she's making my life a living hell. How does that serve her? One place, own car, vacations, shopping. I know you mean shopping outings. Who does well? Being raised with the father is not any type of qualifying standard at all on the surface. Jeffrey Dahmer was raised with his father. Yeah, but well, that's a little deep. Yeah, that's okay, Sugar Bum. I gave you credit. I knew you went shopping. Well, Sugar Bum, if that's what you can get, shout out to Black Beauty. Oh, hey, Black Beauty, how you doing? We in here cooking. You know what I'm saying? Glad you pulled up. Glad you pulled up to join the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Definitely talking about, you know what I'm saying, what it really takes to secure a man that you really truly want, right? And initially it started out as modesty. However, we had a little disagreement, you know what I'm saying? And Sugar Bum is entitled to believe what she wants to believe. I believe that black women, you know what I'm saying, that our women, and I speak specifically to my community, black women have to begin to dress better. You know what I'm saying? You dress better, and you dress more, you dress appropriately, and that leads to the respect from your men. Men like women who dress in a fashion, because I have to take you somewhere. You're somebody's, if you want to be somebody's wife, you gotta be, that's an elevated position. And there's some women that just don't want to be married because of and that all sounds good, but then we always see these same women coming on Kendra begging. If that's the case, if you don't really want to be with anybody, why is you begging now? Don't beg Kendra now. You're 60 years old. You couldn't get along with you had two husbands, both of them. You know, it just didn't work out. We grew apart, which is the stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard. And we just grew apart. What does that even mean? You mean to tell me you wouldn't grow with you? You didn't do a good enough job of making sure your husband understood. You know what I mean? Or what you're just generally that means you got some education and now you think that you're too good for him, or somebody at your job got something, or you saw some other man, he paid you some attention, or he knocked your guts loose, and now all of a sudden you think you're too good for your husband. Man, get your ass out of here. Sugar Bum, that shit gets a high Black Beauty. Black Beauty in the house. Makes subjects for the most part, both parties, male and female, are now coming together under the circumstances of what another has and how they can use each other. It's a thing to use each other. We don't want to misuse each other. Sugar Bum, chat, messy subjects, Montez. You see what I'm saying, y'all? It's okay to use one another. The key is to not misuse one another. You know what I mean? And that's what I want my daughter to understand, that she has to provide value. It's not just enough for her to think that she's pretty and think that the world is supposed to fall down at her feet, right? It's not like nobody owes her that. Nobody owes my daughter understanding. Nobody owes her anything besides me. I owe her because she's my seed. I owe her. The rest of the world don't owe her nothing. Right? And if she is not able to learn how to get along with people and understand that there's levels to things and there's ways that she needs to communicate and operate in order to get a result, then I failed her because she's going to need somebody. She's going to need somebody, y'all. She's going to need somebody. I can only take care of her for so long until another man has to come along and take her. Yes, it's facts, Montez. Like you have to, to think that you can do absolutely nothing and just get with some man who's already made himself. Y'all listen to me something for a minute, right? Men have to be forged through fire, pain, and sacrifice. This is how men are created. Men go through things. Men suffer. Men pay prices. We consistently are being made and shaped, right? To be who and what we truly wish to be. Then all of a sudden, that man wakes up and says, all right, I've done it. Praise to the Creator. I've done a lot of this heavy lifting. I've done a lot to become who I am. Now, I'm looking for wife, right? This woman ain't done nothing. She's been there absolutely not one day through the shaping of who I became. She saw none of the trials and tribulations, yet she wishes to sit at this table that she hasn't earned the right to be at. That's how men look at it. And when I'm saying earned, that means you haven't gone through anything with me. You haven't ate oodle noodles with me. You didn't catch the bus with me. You didn't, when the lights, you know what I mean, was getting cut off, give me the $30 that I needed to get him back on. All until a man became, and he figured it out, then it took off, and then now he's who he is. Y'all got to start to think like that. Y'all got to start to think, what does that man want? He wants something too. Right? He wants something too. Shout out to everybody goes through stuff. Gender doesn't stop you from struggling. Yeah, but it's levels to it, sugar bum. It's levels to it. It's levels to it, sister. You cannot escape that. There's levels to what you're gonna suffer. There's levels to that pain. It's not just that simple. You know what I mean? In terms of like there's no like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you're right. We're all gonna experience something. However, there's levels to that. There's levels to that pain. There's levels to that discomfort. There's levels to it. You know what I mean? And a man should go through things. He should. I want you to understand something. I'm not absolving myself from it. I'm not saying that men shouldn't go through things. I'm saying that that's a necessary thing for men to do, to go through things. They're supposed to. There should be struggle. Because he's got to be tested, right? It's got to be that way. I don't begrudge none of that. Shout out to Messy Subject. Awesome. The level in which you're speaking is not understood amongst this younger generation. These values that you're teaching, I'm receiving in my home under my parents' teachings. Sad to say, man, but we in trouble then. Shout out to May. Women out here looking for a completed project that took him 20 years to build. That's a hell of a way to put it, man. And that's exact. It took him years to become who he was. It took him years, y'all. Sugar bum. So you're minimizing what women go through. Sugar bum, I didn't say. Sugar bum, I just explained to you. There's levels. There's an expectation and a burden of performance that is on a man that is not upon you. There's always going to be that. There's an expectation and a burden of performance that is placed upon a man's shoulders. And he has to accept that. That same expectation is not on you. Let me say this, Sugar Bum. You were born perfect. All women, my daughter, the women in the chat, if you were born a female, if you were born female with a vagina, you were born perfect. Absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing. The only thing that you're required to do at some point in time is protect that virtue. If you protect your virtue, you can have a great life. Because there's a man that's going to come along and say, you may not even be that pretty. If you protect your virtue and you're in shape, you can have a great life. That's not the case for men. Men have to go out here, Sugar Bum, and they got to get punched in the mouth. They got to take L's. They got to lose. I've been beat up so much. What? But I've won so many battles too. I've won. I've lost. And I had to understand and take the information and take those lessons to become who I am. I'm being sculpted and shaped, right? And then all of a sudden, when these things come together, then I'm the best version of myself. You was born perfect. There's not the same burden of performance upon you that's placed upon a man, and nor should there be. Don't never think that I think that men and women should both have, that men should have an easy life. No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. It should be difficult for men, because that's how we separate who's who. It's a competition. Shout out to, I won't let you. See, now you just trolling. Now I won't let you be. Most problems our women deal with could be prevented if a good man, whether father, brother, husband, is present. Men are protectors. My opinion, no, this is facts. This is facts. This is facts. When you have men in your who are there, this is why we have to bring back black masculinity. This is why we have to begin to bring these things back. This is why we have to begin to have masculine men. I only want masculine men and women who are either A, open to a conversation, or B, in agreement, right? Anybody else I'm not interested in. I definitely don't want one of these hoe ass black niggas who just agree with white talking points, and you know what I mean, who just will say anything in order to get the views and the likes from white people, because they know that the best way to get the algorithm to jump is to disrespect your own people. I don't want no nigga like an Anton Daniels, them fucking light-skinned twins, any of them hoe ass niggas, y'all. I can't think of any off the top of them, but those are the two that really come to mind. But any black men that have those sorts of, it's only certain black men that I would even consider. Tariq Nasheed, I respect him. The brother Tim Black, Machiavelli Mills. There's a few black content creators that I particular. Rest of them niggas, man, who just, I'm talking about as far as that deal with issues that only thing they do is try to drag their own people in order to get the algorithm to jump, so that way you can, make white people think that you're holding black people accountable and you're so different. Hey, hoe ass nigga, when the shoe drop, and it will, you're gonna wish you didn't. Unfortunately, that has not come back. Daughter of Zion got it. Hey, daughter Zion, appreciate you, sister. Mr. Subject, yes, okay, nah, that's so very true. This is facts. She won't let you. Yeah, I hate that word. I hate that word, man. Let. You don't let no real man be a man. Nobody can let Awesome do nothing. Like, I don't like that you say, you let me lead. You ain't letting me do a motherfucking thing. I'm who I am. Either you understand that walking in the door, or that door swings both ways. You know what I'm saying? But what you don't do is come in talking about you're letting me lead. No, I'm a leader because I've been shaped in fire and I have a plan. How you fit in that plan is important to me. But this is This is my show, baby. This is my show. No. Don't never think that I'm going to get behind what you, because here's the thing. When things fall bad, and here's another thing, Sugar Bum, this needs to be said. When things go bad, when it all falls down. Who is that, Kanye? When it all falls down, when things break bad, who are we going to blame? If you and your husband, Sugar Bum, you don't have one, and you keep acting like that, you won't. If, hypothetically speaking, he falls off and the stock market crashes and he loses his job and he gets sick or whatever the circumstances might be, who are we going to look at? We're looking at him. Man, how did you not prepare for the future to know and foresee this coming? We don't blame you, Sugar Bum. We're not going to blame a woman. We don't. My daughter's 26. If her and her husband are all of a sudden homeless, I'm not looking at her. I'm looking at, bro, how did you not, what did you do? What the hell are you doing up there? How did you fail your family? What happened? That is facts. You gotta address that. So if he's gonna get the blame, don't we think that he should be lifted up as well? If he has to take that, you mean to tell me that he doesn't deserve the spoils of the war? No. Her husband. And that's what we're dealing with, y'all. That's what we're dealing with. And at some point in time, we got to start to get realistic. At some point in time, we got to start to get realistic with our thinking. At some point in time, we have to understand that we are together better. We are better together. That's what I got to say. Listen, man, I got some business I got to take care of. Shout out to Sugar Bum. Man will take what they can get. Sugar Bum, are you coming on my... Listen, are you going to shoot me a thing? Are you going to come on or what? So we can see how pretty you are? Most men are desperate, in my opinion. Desperation, probably desperate sexually, because a lot of men are deprived sexually. I think that there's, you know what I'm saying, a lot of men are thirsty for some box. I would, you know what I mean? Are they thirsty to be with women who don't really choose to want to be? Here's the thing. The beautiful part about today is that, you know, a lot of guys, if you just got a couple of dollars, you can scratch that itch. So it's not the biggest thing in the world. You know what I mean? But I would hope that you begin to try to, you know, hopefully you learn something. If you didn't, that's okay as well. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, that wall is undefeated. I want you to know that, Sugar Bum. That wall is undefeated. And when that knockout come, when you're around, and my man hit you with the rocking chair, when he hit you with that rocking chair, which is my favorite, the bang, bang. When he hit you with the rocking chair, when you're down, not physically, like Ronnie from Players Club, or any of those other women, I just want you to know, Awesome told you. Thank you, Awesome. But it's time to grab that attention. Go ahead, this is facts. Okay, now where's Gizzy? Gizzy's at daycare. Gizzy at daycare. So listen, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all so much for being here. Awesome in the Gizmo Show. I got things to do. I've been messing around with y'all and I ain't been doing them. And so, you see how I shoot to the body, y'all? That's right there. Let see right there. See the young boy, they don't know how to. You get your head.